And President Biden says the drone strike taking out al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri shows that the U.S. will always defend itself against those who seek to do America harm. The mission to kill one of the masterminds of the 9/11 attacks had been in the works for weeks, we understand. The president says no civilians were killed in that attack.
Well, Alice Greenwald, president and CEO of the National 9/11 Memorial and Museum, joins us now. Thank you so much for being here. What are you hearing from 9/11 families about the drone strike?
Well, I think there is a sense that justice has been served. And, you know, as we come up on nearly 21 years after the attacks, this is an indication that we have not given up on that promise we made 21 years ago, never to forget.
President Biden said that the terror leader was deeply involved in the planning of 9/11 and called his death justice. Do you agree with that personally?
Yes, I do. Ayman al-Zawahiri was, he was a deputy to bin Laden since the 1990s. He became the head of al-Qaeda after bin Laden's killing, at Abbottabad. Zawahiri was a tactician. He was the man who was helping to plan the attacks, not only of 9/11, but the attacks in 2000, on the USS Cole, the 1998 bombings of the U.S. embassies in Kenya and Tanzania. This is a man who sought to use violence in defense of his ideology. And the fact is that his actions carried out by al-Qaeda resulted in the deaths of thousands of people, innocent people. And, we made the commitment 2 decades ago that we would try to seek justice in support of the families of the 2,977 innocent people killed on 9/11. So I do think this is a form of justice served.
Alice, I'm thinking, just looking at the pictures we're showing there, it still hits me in the gut. And grief, it never really goes away. It lessens at times, but it's been nearly 21 years since 9/11. The U.S. still fighting against this terrorist group responsible for that horrific attack. I mean, I can't imagine how these families feel on a regular day. And then, you get this news again and again. Little things here and there. Obviously, this is a big event, the killing of this leader. How do the families deal with this grief?
Well, it's hard for me to speak for families. Everyone is different in their grieving process. But I think the point here is that 9/11 may have happened on a single day 2 decades ago, but it has ongoing impacts today and tomorrow and in the future. And we believe that it is critically important that a generation now, 2 decades later, that did not experience 9/11, does not know what it felt like to all of us who witnessed it happen 21 years ago, that we have an obligation to help them understand what that was like and how we as a nation responded, both in promising never to forget, in coming together literally as a world community and saying this is unacceptable, in pledging to seek justice on behalf of all of those who were killed and their families. This was a very significant development in the fight against terrorism. What happened this weekend with Zawahiri, but it will not bring the loved ones back of those families. And that is the reality of terrorism.
Alice,
we cannot do that.
Alice, did you speak to a widow or widower right after the news broke? And if so, what's the first thing they said to you in reaction?
I didn't speak to a widow or a widower, but I did get an email from one of my trustees at the 9/11 Memorial and Museum.
Right.
And it was just one word, and the word was justice.
Aha. Justice. Alice Greenwald, thank you.
Thank you.